Hello and welcome to the campus of Cascade High School in Clayton, Indiana. My name is Lec Zorn and I'll be bringing you all the action as your Cascade Cadets challenge the Northview Knights in Game 16 of the Indiana High School basketball season. Well, it's been a rough season so far for your cadets, having lost 3 of last season's starters to graduation and another to injury. They enter this game with a record of 3-12 and on a 5-game losing streak, but they've shown gradual improvement over the course of the season and have a good chance to win at least 4 of their last 7 regular season games and build their momentum as they head into a sectional that looks like it's very much up for grabs. Cascade's opponent tonight is the Northview Knights, who are rebuilding after their sectional championships in 2016 and 2017 and enter this game with a record of 3-11. Cascade is led in scoring by 6'1" junior Mason Tharp, who's having a breakthrough season. He's averaging 12.4 points along with 4.4 rebounds and a team-high 2.4 steals per game. Close behind in scoring is 6'8" senior Benson Walker, who's having a breakthrough season of his own. He averages 11.9 points and a team-high 5.4 rebounds per game, and the 6 highest scoring games of his career have all come in his last 11 games. In addition, 5'8" Stephen Alderson averages 5.3 points per game. 5'10" A.J. Sanders, though better known for his football heroics, has established himself as a solid basketball player this season, averaging 4.8 points and 3.9 rebounds per game. 6'2" Cameron Ginter averages 4.5 points and 4 rebounds per game, and 5'9" senior Bryson Phillips averages 3.7 points and a team-high 2.6 assists per game. Northview has a balanced attack of 3 double-figure scorers led by very promising 6'3" sophomore Caleb Swearingen. He averages 14.3 points per game. Close behind is 6'3" junior Cade Bryan with 13.1 points and 6.3 rebounds per game, and fellow 6'3" junior Carson Gettle with 11.7 rebounds per game. 5'11" sophomore Brevin Cooper averages 5.9 points and a team-high 2.6 assists per game. Cascade's head coach is Chris Dubois, who's 128 and 198 in his 15th season with the Cadets. He won sectional championships at the school in 2005 and 2006. Northview's head coach is Michael Bynum, who's 10 and 29 in his 2nd season with the Knights. Well, at this time, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the opening tip-off. Cascade Northview coming at you live. Next. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Best Way Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill, Andy, and Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're just a few minutes away from tip-off. We have both teams out on the court warming up now. We have a pretty nice crowd here of around 350 people, including about 100 Northview fans who made the trip from 35 miles west of here. It's almost a straight drive on US 40, much like South Putnam, although Northview a few more miles down the road in the lovely community of Brazil, hometown of Union boss Jimmy Hoffa, and later hometown of 80s rock singer Henry Lee Summer. You might remember him for his late 80s hits, Hey Baby and I Wish I Had a Girl. And in recent years, Northview has really started to get their athletic department turned around after struggling for many years. Like I said, they won sectional championships in boys basketball in 2016 and 2017. This year struggling without a senior starter, much like the Cascade girls, but certainly looks like they are going to be back on the winning track in a year or two. Football teams become a consistent winner now, and unfortunately this is likely the last time that Cascade and Northview are going to be meeting for the foreseeable future. we could keep them on as a non-conference opponent, but Cascade is leaving the Western Indiana Conference at the end of this season, which I think overall will be a good thing as we're moving to the tougher Indiana Crossroads Conference, which will help the program continue to move up the ladder and become, an annual contender across all sports. We've made a lot of great strides to do that over the years. And even though the basketball teams are both, having a lot of struggles this year because of a mountain of mitigating circumstances, I think they're all going to, the football and then the boys and girls basketball teams are all going to be much improved next season. And the football team, their record might not show it because they're going to be playing a tougher schedule with the ICC with, heavyweights such as football heavyweights such as Triton Central, Cardinal Ritter, Cecina, Monrovia, who's been a non-conference opponent in recent years. So we're going to be playing a lot of games that we're going to have a good chance to lose, but that are going to make us better for the tournament. And so I'm really looking forward to the ICC, but I'm going to miss some of these old schools in the WIC. And I know we're going to keep in football, we're going to keep Cloverdale and Owen Valley on the schedule. And hopefully we will. And of course in basketball, you have far more room for non-conference opponents. So I'm hopeful that we'll keep some of these opponents who I've really enjoyed playing over the years. South Putnam particularly, that's a great girls basketball rivalry. And especially since they've eliminated us in the tournament the last couple of years, it's good to have that team that you just want to beat in the worst way, Rivalries are so healthy for high school sports. And now the team's both gone to the locker room for some final instructions. And anyway, it's great to be back here. This is our first boys broadcast in, let me check the schedule here. Yeah, this is our first boys broadcast in exactly 2 weeks. The last one was that boys-girls doubleheader against Cloverdale a couple of weeks ago. And since then, Cascade has been on the road for a couple of games. January 15th, a week ago Tuesday, they were out at South Putnam. Gave a good fight, but lost 62-52. And then a week ago tonight, down in the lovely community of Trafalgar, the Cadets lost to Indian Creek by a score of 63-43. Cascade's last win came 5 weeks ago on the road at Rochdale, a 71-42 win over North Putnam. They've played only 5 games since then. So that'd be great if they could get their win, get this win. It would be their first in 35 days. A week ago, Monday, the girls got what was their first win in 38 days with that big win over Cecina. Unfortunately, the Lady Cadets have followed that game with, by closing out the regular season with 3 consecutive losses. Although now the slate is wiped clean and they get a chance to start fresh in the tournament next Tuesday at Cloverdale against Monrovia. They'll play the 6 o'clock game that night. Hope you all will get out there. But first, we got this boys game to play tonight, and this is the 4th. This is actually we have counting tonight. We have 4 more regular season boys broadcasts for you here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Next Thursday, a special Thursday game to accommodate the girls sectional. We'll be hosting Bethesda Christian, should be an easy win. And then we'll be off for 8 days until our next game, 2 weeks from tonight, February 8th, against Eminence. Also should be an easy win. Then the next day, we go on the road to visit Plainfield, the number 9 team in Class 4A. That is a very probable loss. They beat us by 40 in the conference tournament earlier this month. And then we return home for Senior Day 3 weeks from today. That's February 15th against Western Boone before closing out the regular season on Tuesday, February 19th against Covenant Christian. And then we will start the sectional the week after that. And, we just had the girls' drawing show last Sunday. If you missed it, you can catch it. It's archived on ihsaatv.org, and they'll be having the boys' version of that in 2 or 3 weeks. I always love those, the selection shows for the football and then the boys and girls basketball. But anyway, let's take a look at these 2 teams, how they've done against common opponents this season. They have 5 common opponents. Both teams lost pretty handily to Tri-West. Cascade by 32 and Northview by 17. Both teams beat North Putnam, Cascade by 29 and Northview by 12. Owen Valley got a small win over both teams by 6 points over Cascade and 3 over Northview. South Putnam beat both teams. They beat Cascade by 10 and Northview by 15. The big difference of the common opponents is Plainfield, the number 9 team in Class 4A, who's only lost one game all season. The Quakers beat us by 40 points, but only beat Northview by 1. So with the major exception of that game, Cascade and Northview have been approximately equal among their common opponents on the season. So, and now looks like they're getting ready to do the national anthem. But in the meantime, well, they haven't announced it yet, and the crowd's already starting to stand and quiet down. That's good. Yeah, here in Indiana high school sports, we don't pull a Colin Kaepernick. We stand and face the flag for the national anthem. And now we've got. I know that at the halftime of the JV game. So there were some, I think they were youth basketball players who were honored, and now some of them are being honored here. I didn't catch the PA guy because I was, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's always good to get a look at, the kids who will be playing, for the varsity cadets teams in about 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Like I was saying last night, and that will pause for the national anthem.
Remove your hats and face the flag in the West End of the Gymnasium as we celebrate our freedoms, those who currently protect it, and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Well, thank you to Cascade for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. And what I was saying, like I was, talking last night on Senior Day for the girls in our loss to Speedway, in reference to Dixie Short and Taylor Mays, our 2 seniors, both of whom are non-starters. I mentioned that, these girls, and these boys too, the same applies to both of them. If you're a fan of a high school basketball team, you might not become familiar with the players until they're juniors or seniors, but they've been in the program for about 10 years. They start with youth basketball around 2nd or 3rd grade, and they've, worked their way up the ladder, all the elementary school leagues, and then in, middle school and now high school. And so by the time they are seniors in high school, they've devoted about half of their lives to the program. And that's why, even when it's a player who's not a starter, who doesn't get a lot of playing time, which is the case with both of the girls, the seniors this year, you still need to have a lot of respect and appreciation for them, understanding how much they've poured into the program and stuck with it even without a lot of playing time, which really shows a lot of heart and determination. So certainly, the last couple of senior classes for the girls, produced a lot more as far as star players, but, these seniors this year certainly, when it comes to heart and dedication to the program, I mean, they're up there with anybody else, with any of our other graduating classes. So, that's so certainly I'm going to remember Taylor and Dixie very positively over the years. So now for the opening tip-off, and I shouldn't refer to them in the past tense because they've still got a tournament to play, and hopefully we'll surprise some people and build more momentum and get more practice for next season, in which I think Cascade is going to be one of the most improved teams in the state and get back above 500. So now Benson Walker drives the basket, puts it up off the glass, and he hits it. So good start for the Cadets. They opened the scoring here, and for a team with only 3 wins on the season, it's always good to score first. Of course, Northview only has 3 wins as well. They're 3-11, Cascade 3-12. Now a three-pointer there is good, so just like that, Northview takes the lead there. That's Carson Gettle. He is a 6'3" junior for the Knights. So not quite a minute into this game, it's a 3-2 Northview lead. So now Phillips inside to Walker, posts up, now puts it off the glass, no good. Missed the rim, just hit the backboard. So now bringing it up for Northview, we've got Caleb Swearing in, the very promising 6'3" sophomore, and now drive to the basket, off the glass, no good. And we've got A.J. Sanders with the rebound. Despite only being 5'10", he's pulling in nearly 4 a game. A very pleasant surprise for the team. We knew he could play football and baseball. We didn't know about basketball, but he's been a great player for us this season and earned himself a start tonight. So now for Northview, Swearing in, now he gives it over to, and now Brevin Cooper, and now he gives it up for a three-pointer by Swearing in, or by Brian, which is no good. So now Tharp brings it up. He's the team's leading scorer on the season, nearly 2 minutes into this game. 3-2 Northview lead. And now alley-oop there, and it is good. Phillips to Sanders, and Cascade gets the lead back, 4-3. .550 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton. It's been a rough season for Cascade basketball, both boys and girls. Three-pointer, no good there. Well, and it hit the top of the backboard and bounced in, but, I guess it was, I think it hit the bar on top of the middle bar above the backboard, and that's why it's counted out of bounds, negating what would have been a three-point shot. So now some nice dribbling there by Tharp, and a miscommunication, and the Walker tries to save it, but it goes out of bounds to Northview. So now a nice fake on the three, drive to the basket, and he lays it in easily. Beautiful move there by Brian, who gets his first points of the game, giving Northview the lead back, 5-4 here, nearly 3 minutes into this game. So Tharp into the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good. And it's a rebound pulled it there by Tyler Hess for Northview, gives it over to Brian, puts up a three, no good. Phillips the rebound, brings it down himself into the lane, gives it over to Walker, who lays it in. Walker with the game-high 4, and Cascade gets the lead back 6-5, so the teams have been trading leads here in the early going. And now Brian trips, and they're gonna get Cascade for a foul. It's gonna be on Phillips. Bryson Phillips, one of 3 seniors who's actually playing on the floor for Cascade this season. Ross Stevenson, a starter from last season, has missed the entire season, He's missed the entire season with a knee injury, as has Justin Hurst, a reserve last season, who they were hoping to have a breakthrough senior season, which unfortunately doesn't look like it's going to happen. So Tyler Hess hits a three to give Northview the lead back. So 3 different Knights have scored so far. And now we got a steal there. A drive to the basket, and Swearingen puts it up, but too hard. However, the rebound is put back up again there. So I believe that was Cade Bryan there. So Bryan has 4 points to lead Northview, and it's a 10-6 game, suddenly a 5-0 run there by the Knights. So Phillips with the ball, the left perimeter. Now down to Sanders in the corner, in and out on the jumper. Tharp, excuse me. So Northview bringing it down very quickly, showing a lot of speed. Puts it off the no good off the rim. Walker the rebound, gives it up to Tharp, who brings it down past midcourt. Nearly 5 minutes into this game now. Walker fakes a three, drives to the basket, puts it up, apparently trying to draw the foul, doesn't get it. And now Northview has it, trying to pile onto the lead. And now a fake on the three there. And, beautiful backdoor cut is good there by Swearingen, who gets his first points. So 4 different Northview players have already scored. And all of a sudden, Northview leads 12-6, having scored the game's last 7 points. So a wise timeout here, 2:56 to go here in the first quarter. This is the annual WIC crossover game. For those of you who don't know, the Western Indiana Conference is divided into 2 divisions, East and West. Every year on a specified date, after all the division games, all the intra-division games have been played, the top team in each division, the top teams in each division play each other for the conference championship, and then every other team gets a regular season game out of it as well. The 2 second-place teams play the 2 third-place teams, and so on. And it's a series that I have a lot of mixed feelings about. Certainly, I got the dark side of it, during the football season, when because in football it's always the last game of the regular season, and we ended up drawing Sullivan. Which means I had to drive nearly 100 miles for that game. And I believe that's the second furthest away from home I've ever driven for a game. The longest by far was down to Evansville, Mater Dei a couple of years ago when Tri-West had a football game there on a Saturday afternoon. So now Cascade trying to get settled down. They've given up the last 7 points of the game. Now Dane DuBois into the game. Phillips with the ball now, being double teamed now over to Tharp. Northview playing a very aggressive defense. Phillips again now inside to Walker, who now pitches it back out for a wide open three. No good. Rebound, and DuBois got it and knocked out of bounds to Cascade. 2:23 to go here in the quarter, so good effort by Cascade. This trip down court, they haven't gotten any points yet, but the key word is yet. So now inside Tharp puts it up immediately. No good. Walker tried to, he tipped it, but ended up going into the arms of Dylan Nussel, a 6-foot senior reserve. Northview does not have a senior starter, and now a travel there by Bryan. Both the boys and girls Cascade teams have struggled with getting behind and falling in early. We've got to get in the habit, got to get out of that habit in time for the tournament. Boys still have a month to get ready for the tournament. The girls start on Tuesday. I do think they have a fighting chance to get the win over Monrovia, who beat us by only 3 during the regular season, a game that we should have won. So now there's a foul on Alderson. Now several substitutions for Northview. A non-shooting foul. Second against the Cadets. Still no fouls called against Northview. 1:33 to go here in the first quarter. And now a three-pointer on the inbounds pass is good there. That was Gettle. He had a 3 earlier in this game. He has a game-high 6, and it's a 10-0 Northview run. They lead by 9 now. So Cascade already in danger of this one slipping away. So now down to Walker, posts up, and he puts it up and draws the foul. I'll tell you, Benson Walker is 5 inches at 6'8". Benson Walker is 5 inches taller than anybody that Northview has. One of our keys to win tonight is Walker's got to use his size to his advantage. The 6 highest scoring games of his career have come in the last 11 games. He's got to have one of those tonight if we're going to pull this out. He hits the first one, swish. Walker with 5 of our 7 points so far. Now A.J. Sanders coming back into the game for us. I believe it was Phillips who sat down. Walker's second free throw is good. He hit them both. So Benson Walker with a team high and game high tying 6 points. And that breaks the 10-0 Northview run. So now down in the low post to Swearingen. Now a free throw line jumper, no good. Nice job there by AJ going for the rebound at 5'10". It's tipped out of bounds to Northview. Gavin Hetler, the 6'5" junior who's seeing quite a few minutes this season, backing up Walker, is into the game now. As Walker sits down probably for the remainder of the first quarter, and now we got a jump ball possession arrow favors Cascade. 1:06 to go here in the first quarter. Northview 15, Cascade 8. Our first boys broadcast in 2 weeks. Boys going for their first win in 35 days. The girls just a week ago Monday got their first win in 38 days. So now Hetler with the ball. Now pitches out to Tharp behind the three-point line. Now over to... it's a lot of contact there, but no foul. And now no good there on the jump shot by Alderson. So now long three there, no good. And Du Bois pulls down the rebound. Boy, did we ever need that one. So now on the other end, Tharp out to Sanders. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Inside to Walker, posts up. No, into Hetler, excuse me. And he, I believe, drew the foul. So Hetler will be going to the line. It's going to be on Morris. That's his team second. So both fouls against Northview coming on Gavin Morris. However, it is not a shooting foul. So now inside to Hetler, 5 seconds to go. Now he gives it up to Phillips. Now cross court to Du Bois. Over to Sanders for three. No good. Air ball at the buzzer. So Cascade gets off to a good start, but then a 10-0 Northview run follows. And after 1 quarter of play here at Clayton, your score, Northview 15, Cascade 8. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management. Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the second quarter of this WIC crossover game with your Cascade Cadets trailing the Northview Knights by a score of 15-8. It's a game in which the two teams traded leads for the first few minutes before Northview went on a 10-0 run. Northview's had a very balanced attack with 4 players having scored, led by Carson Gettle with 6, all coming on 3-point field goals. Then Cade Bryant has 4, Tyler Hess 3, and Caleb Swearingen 2. For Cascade, Benson Walker has 6, and A.J. Sanders has 2. Northview gets the ball first to start the second quarter. Cascade playing tough defense. And now a wide open 3 in the corner, however, in and out. and it is tipped, saved by Northview. Good job, and now a fake on the three there by Gettle. Gives it over to Gavin Morris at the right perimeter. Now back to Gettle. Faked a three from about 30 feet. Then gives it over to Jack Howard. Now back to Gettle. Oh my God! Yeah, that's about a 30-foot shot. But still Northview got the rebound. Now out to Tyler Hess. And now Hess for a three. No good. And Sanders tips it, takes it down himself. He loses control, but it's knocked out of bounds to Cascade. So A.J. Sanders, outstanding effort. Doesn't matter what sport, he's all over the place. One of several three-sport athletes here at Cascade. And now Walker on the inbounds pass. Pitches out to Phillips behind the three-point line. Now Phillips brings it out, pitches cross court to a wide open Sanders. Drives into the lane, pitches over to Hetler. Over to Walker now to Phillips, wide open for three, but it's waved off. And it's a turnover there. So Northview now taking over possession of the ball there. Howald, Howald. He is a 5'9" junior for the Knights. So Northview playing a lot of guys in this game already. And now a near steal there by Hetler, but a drive to the basket. And now looks like Brian is going to the free throw line. That's going to be on Hetler, his first. But Gavin Hetler at 6'5", and there is the first free throw is good there by Brian. He has 5 now. And now Brevin Cooper coming in for Keegan Garrison there for Northview. Second free throw is no good off the back of the rim, so Brian made 1 of 2. He has 5 on the game now. So Phillips now over to Sanders, back to Phillips. Now over to now Sanders for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Ferocious rebound there by Brian. He brings it down himself, pitches over to Gettle for 3. No good off the rim. And Phillips comes away with the rebound. Now pitches down court for Hetler. Now out to a driving Sanders. Puts it up with the glass, and he hits it. Yes. Yes. A.J. Sanders with 4 points now, cutting the lead to 6. A little over 10 minutes into this game. Northview 16, Cascade 10. So now Howald with the ball, and now a nice double team there as Cooper gets rid of it. Over to Brian, fakes the 3, drives into the lane, and it's knocked away, and Hetler comes away with it, pitches down court, and now over to, tries to hit Walker, but it's mishandled and out of bounds to Northview with 5:21 to go. Cascade's giving a great effort. This has got to settle down. Like John Wooden said, and it's starting to become a cliche with me, be quick but don't hurry. So now pitches out for a 3, and it is good there. That's Gettle. He has 9 points in this game, all on 3s, and Northview's lead goes back up to 9. Cascade's got to be careful. So now Phillips at the top of the key, pitches over. Now a 3-pointer from the corner is good, yes. Alderson with his first points of the game, becoming the 3rd cadet to score, cutting the lead back to 6. So now a 3 by Brian is good. He swished it. Brian with 8 now, second behind Gettle's 9. And now a 3 on the other end by Cascade, in and out there by Walker. Walker's a capable 3-point shooter, but I'd rather see him take it inside. Like I said, he has a 5-inch height advantage. Now Brian drives to the basket, and we got a collision. And is it going to be a block or a charge? It's going to be a foul on Sanders. 4:09 to go, so now Newsel coming in for Bryan. So now hook shot right on the inbounds pass, no good. However, put back up, no good. And now Tharp gets it, takes it down court very aggressively to a driving Phillips. However, it is blocked out of bounds to Cascade. 3:57 to go, a little over a quarter and a half into this game. Northview on top by 9. Cascade in danger of this one slipping away. Now inside to Walker, turnaround jumper, no good. They had sort of the right idea getting it down to Walker in the low post, but I'd like to see him take it to the basket more aggressively. Like I said, he has a 5-inch height advantage over anybody on Northview. Northview doesn't have a lot of size, but they do have a lot of speed. And now Sanders gets the rebound there. And now I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but, Northview got a steal there. I think AJ just got a little ahead of himself there, and now we got a whistle here. So now Du Bois coming in, Phillips sitting down for Cascade. And now we got a timeout with 3:16 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade trying to hang on, but they already trailed by 9. Although 9 was the highest. 9 is the highest margin of victory. 9 is the highest margin of lead that Northview has had in this game. Cascade has never led by more than 2. So Northview got a 9-point lead late in the first quarter, and Cascade has not gotten closer than, I believe, 6 points since. So the teams have played about even for about the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game. Now Cascade, they have a game tomorrow night at Speedway. That's, I'd say, a toss-up, probably a slight edge to Speedway, the home team. Then they're coming home for 2 almost certain wins against 1A teams, Bethesda Christian next Thursday, and then Eminence 2 weeks from tonight. Now, three-pointer from the corner is good there. That was Gettle, who has 12 points all on threes now. Unquestionably the player of this game so far. And Northview now has a game-high 12-point lead, so Cascade very much in danger of falling in. So now Alderson hits a 3. Boy, did we ever need that. So cutting the lead back to single figures. Alderson with 6 points all on threes. And now fake on the 3 from the corner. And now a wide open 3 there is swished there by Cooper. He becomes the 5th Knight to score. And that pushed the lead back up to 12. And now at the other end, Walker draws the foul in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2. He has a team high 6, or a team high tying 6. Gettle, he has 12 points. That was his first foul, coming with 2:32 to go here in the second quarter. And, at this point, trailing by 12, you almost feel like we just have to hit every free throw the rest of the way, and Walker does hit the first one. Free throws was one of, a lot of the girls' losses this season were strictly, or at least mainly, because of ball handling. Last night's loss was a combination of several things, including poor free throw shooting, including 2 for 10 in the third quarter. So Walker, 4 for 4 from the line tonight. He has 8 points, team high, and that cuts the lead to 10. So now drive to the basket, but he travels. So good break for the Cadets. We got to capitalize now. 2:19 to go here in the second quarter. Northview 28, Cascade 18. Tharp brings it up past midcourt. Du Bois over to Tharp. And now gives it over to Walker, drives the baseline, pitches back out to Alderson. Now over to Tharp for three, no good. And rebounded by Nussel. Now some good ball movement. Nussel drives to the basket, puts it up frantically, possibly trying to draw the foul. I think he got it there with 1:43 to go here in the second quarter. Northview leading by 10. Going to be on Sanders, his second, team sixth. Only 3 fouls so far against Northview. No good on the first free throw by Nussel. Hetler in there now. Sanders sitting down. Miss them both, so good break for Cascade. Hetler, the rebound, gives it up to Tharp, brings it up. Still got time to cut into that lead here in the first half. So Du Bois with the ball there at the left perimeter. Over to Alderson, inside to Walker, pitches back out to Alderson, fakes a three, drives into the lane, out to Walker, drives to the basket, puts it off the glass, and he hits it, yes. Benson Walker with 10. Cutting the lead to 8. So now fake on the three there, and swearing in, then takes it in, then out. Now dribbles near midcourt. He's close to stepping on the line. Hopefully he will accidentally and give us the ball back. 56 seconds to go now here in the first half. He gives it over to Bryan now. So it looks like Northview, even with all this time left. Now a drive to the basket, and he finds a hole and lays it in easily. So defensive lapse there by Cascade, and we go back down by 10. Now Tharp takes it down very aggressively and draws the foul with 39.4 seconds to go here in the second quarter. That's going to be on Bryan, his first, team fourth. Mason Tharp, the team's leading scorer on the season, but with no points tonight, goes to the line. 30-20 your score. So Tharp, good on the first one. We have been good on our free throws tonight. Cutting the lead back to single figures, 30-21. Northview's led by as many as 12. He hit them both. So now 37 seconds to go. Northview, wouldn't surprise me if they ran off the rest of the first half on this possession, but we'll see. So now Bryan gives it over to Cooper. Over to Swearingen. 17 seconds. And he's coming very close to stepping on the midcourt line. 11 seconds. Now a drive to the basket. Pitches out to Gettle. Now pitches across court. Some good ball movement there by Cascade. Now fake on a three and drives to the basket. Puts it off the glass, and he hit it. Will it count? No, apparently I'm not sure what the call was, but anyway, so now Cascade with one more shot. Okay, and now a three-pointer, they waved it off. It would not have counted. It hit the rim. Good effort, though. Anyway, after one half of play here tonight in Clayton, Cascade in danger of their sixth consecutive loss. Your score, Northview 32, Cascade 22. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett's Services Heating and Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and bronze partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the, we're at halftime, excuse me, we're at halftime. I guess we're about to start the halftime show. But anyway, your Cascade Cadets are trailing the Northview Knights by a score of 32-22. It's a game in which the two teams traded leads several times in the first 5 minutes of the game before Northview turned a 6-5 deficit into a 15-6 lead, and they've led by at least 6 points the entire way, led by as many as 12. And the teams have played relatively even since late in the first quarter. Northview has, had the advantage with a barrage of three-point shots and a lot of athleticism that Cascade has had a very hard time countering. The Cadets have hit their free throws very well, but they haven't had enough shots fall. And Benson Walker, though he does have a team-high 10 points, he has not taken the ball to the basket quite as aggressively as I would have liked. And I think doing so in the second half could create some more opportunities, could attract some more defensive attention, and, which could leave some guys such as Tharp and Sanders, open for outside shots. And I think, getting that inside-outside balance would go a long way toward helping us get back in this game. And by the way, a correction to make, I was confused there by what happened, and I forgot about the rule, that when a shot is made in the final seconds, I think in the last minute, the clock automatically stops. But that shot by Swearingen, it was good. And when I heard the whistle, I assumed there was a foul, but there wasn't. It's just that the clock stopped. So basically, it was simply a field goal, no foul. So sorry about that confusion there. But anyway, look at the individual scoring. First of all, for Cascade, Benson Walker leads the way with 10. Stephen Alderson with 6, all coming on three-pointers. A.J. Sanders with 4. And Mason Tharper, leading scorer on the season, only 2 tonight. That's also going to have to change. I think he's going to have to hit a few outside shots to, give us a shot to get back in this one. Meanwhile, for Northview, very balanced. We leading the way, we have Carson Gettle with 12 points, all on three-pointers. And then Cade Bryan has 8. Caleb Swearingen has 6. Brevin Cooper has 3. And Tyler Hess has 3. And it should be noted that all the points by Gettle, Swearingen, Cooper, and Hess have come on three-pointers. 8, so that's 8 three-pointers between those 4 players. So certainly, hopefully they'll go cold in the second half. I think it's good to have good shooting. I'm not a favor of going with the 3 a whole lot. You live by it, you die by it. And, I've been watching basketball since 1978, and I've been watching, college with the three-point shot for 32 years now, and high school basketball with the three-point shot for 31 years now. And I found that when you live by the 3, things go badly for you more often than not. I mean, there are nights where, you got one or more players who get hot and, you win the game because of it. But I've seen far more games where teams have lost by it. So anyway, hopefully Northview will lose by it tonight, although that didn't happen in the first half. They, and like they have 4 different players who've hit a 3 tonight. So Northview's certainly a more balanced offensive team than we are. And like I said in the pregame show, Northview 3 players in double figures, and against common opponents, even though both teams have only won 3 games on the season, the one eye catcher among our 5 common opponents, Plainfield, the number 9 ranked team in Class 4A, played both Cascade and Northview. Plainfield beat us by 40, beat Northview by only 1. So when I saw that comparison, I thought that seemed to tip the game a little bit into Northview's favor, although certainly Cascade with a chance to come back and win here. But, we got 4:24 on the halftime clock, and both teams still in the locker room. I'd like to talk a little bit about the Cascade Lady Cadets. They just finished their regular season last night with a loss on Senior Day to the Speedway Lady Sparkplugs. Speedway, ironically, being the Cascade boys' opponent tomorrow there at Speedway. But Cascade opens tournament play Tuesday night out in the lovely community of Cloverdale. It's very easy to get to. You just take US 40 all the way down to US 231, where you see South Putnam High School there on the southeast corner. Then you take a left and then go about 5 miles and you're in Cloverdale. And, the girls had a rough season. They lost 7 seniors from last year's team, including 4 full-time starters. Their only returning starter, Taylor Mays, has only played in 2 games because of injury. So basically they're playing a bunch of newcomers, none of whom are seniors. All 5 starters are non-seniors. And they struggled to a 4-17 regular season, but they've shown a lot of promise. And I believe they're going to, probably improve 8 to 10 games or more in the standings next season. And especially Hallie Cansdale, our center, who she's 5'11", a very promising young lady. I think she's going to be one of the best girls players in school history. It's exciting that she's only a sophomore, so we have her back for 2 more years. And our first round sectional opponent Tuesday at Cloverdale is the Monrovia Lady Bulldogs, an 11-10 team. Certainly a decent team, but nothing great. A team who we should have beaten during the regular season. They beat us by only 3 points, and that was back on December 11th, and we've improved solidly since then. So I think we got a good shot to start off the tournament on Tuesday night with a win, which would be huge for these girls after getting only 4 regular season wins. And win or lose, though, the main thing I just want to see is for the girls to continue to improve and build that momentum into next season when they're going to get back on track. Cascade, I emphasize that this 4-17 season that they've had so far is much more the exception than the rule. I mean, in the last 8 years, Cascade has had 6 winning seasons in girls basketball, and the other 2 seasons we were only 1 game below 500. So this season is just, it's an anomaly that happens once in a while with small schools. Every once in a while, with a small school, you'll get a year where you just didn't get a lot of talent in your senior class, and or you struggle with injuries. And Cascade's done both this season, so it's hurt us, but it's going to help us in the long run because next year all these young girls who started this season, they're going to be back. We're going to have the same starting lineup 2 years in a row, which is relatively rare. And one thing I've seen over the years, when teams have the same starting lineup 2 years in a row, that second year they are so much better because they have that chemistry advantage over almost everybody they play. So I'm really excited. I wish we could start the 2019-2020 season right now for the girls, but hey, we still got to finish the 2018-2019 season, and hopefully we've got at least a few more games left in that season. But the first one will be Tuesday night at Cloverdale against Monrovia. And keep in mind, it is the 6 o'clock game, so make sure you take off work early. I certainly will. I'm thankful that I have a flexible employer there in downtown Indianapolis, who I've been with for 14 years now. But anyway, 32-22 your score. Northview over Cascade here in the boys game. And one thing that I love about Cascade High School is that they're a team that really loves the boys and girls teams equally. That's not the case with a lot of schools. I mean, it says a lot. You look at most of our client schools in boys basketball over the years, all the teams here in Indianapolis, they've only had us, Hamilton Southeastern had us cover the girls for a while, but for the most part, they just have us cover the boys. I think it's great that Cascade has us, cover both the boys and the girls, and I always like to promote each team on the other's broadcasts, and, we all should be supporting both, and the boys and girls team should be supporting each other, and so, and it's all, and the fact that Cascade has such great, support for both. It's an example of the great feeling of family and community I have here, that I've had for these last 3 years when I've been an honorary member of this school and this community. So now to start off, Benson Walker lays it in. He has a game-high tying and team-high 12, and he keeps on doing that. We're going to get back in this game trailing by 8 now, 7:31 to go here in the third quarter, excuse me. So now, Cooper with the ball for Northview, pitches it over to us. And now no good there on the jump shot by Nussel. Cascade the rebound, chance to make it a two-possession game here. And however, it's tipped away. Tharp got a little careless with the ball. It was tipped from behind and went out, bounce off of him. So now we got, we didn't capitalize on that opportunity. We got to get a stop here and then capitalize on that. Come on, boys. Eye of the Tiger. So Swearingen with the ball at the top of the key, drives to the basket, and we got a collision here. He falls to the ground, appears to be okay. Got a whistle with 6:52 to go. Foul on Alderson, his second, team first. And now turnaround jumper, no good. I think somebody got a piece of it. And now I think they're going to get Sanders for a push-off. Nice aggressiveness, but AJ should have been a little more careful there. That's AJ's third. What a competitor that young man is, though. So now, Northview. Now out to Brian, fakes the three. Now goes over to the, dribbles over to the right perimeter. Now back to the top of the key. Now pitches over to, and now it's chipped away. And Cascade's got a steal. Pitches down court now to Tharp. Pauses now, drives inside, pushes it back out. Gives it up to Phillips. Now back over to Tharp. Looks like he's thinking about a three. Now inside to Walker. Pitches down court to Alderson. Jump shot. No good. Benson tips it back out to AJ. Now over to Phillips. Drives to the lane. Pitches out to Tharp. Now over to Walker. Posts up there on Swearingen. And it's tipped away. However, Tharp gets it, puts it up. Not a good shot, though. I think he was trying to draw the foul. So good effort by Cascade. Unfortunately, produces no points, however. And now three-pointer there. No good. And out of bounds to Northview with 5:41 to go here in the third quarter. Northview 32, Cascade 24. The Cadets hanging in there here in the Wick crossover game. Now three-pointer there. No good. Rebound by Cooper, and he gives it over. Now it's Swearingen over to, wow, beautiful move there. Stretches, that was Gettle with his first two of the game after four successful threes. Gettle with the game high 14 now. So now Walker pitches it out to Sanders for three. No good. And now AJ saves it. Now Alderson puts it up off the glass, but no good. So Cascade, great effort, but their shots just aren't falling, and they're still trailing by 10. 3 minutes now into the third quarter. 2 points by each team here in the quarter. So now Brian loses control, and however, and now a Northview player, who was that was Swearingen, hits it. So now Northview with a Northview with a game high 13-point lead. Cascade in trouble now. 4:41 to go here in the third quarter. This one threatening to slip away from the Cadets. And keep in mind Northview is a Class 3A team. We're 2A. Although Cascade does have a long history of beating higher class teams. But yeah, Cascade, they've had a couple of chances. They've had several chances tonight made good efforts, just, haven't gotten their shots to fall. And that's going to have to change. And lack of offense is a problem for both the boys and the girls right now. I think it's going to be better next season. We have Tharp and now at the other end, Tharp passes to a driving Walker, but he just a little miscommunication on the pass there. And Northview gets a steal. And now they have a chance to add on to their lead here. And now we got a collision here. And that's on Phillips, his team third. Northview, no fouls yet here in the second half. Nearly half a quarter in. Cascade in trouble. Now Bryan from the top of the key. No good, and now I think they're going to get swearing in for over the back. Yes. So 4:08 to go. Cascade trailing by 13. 4:08 to go in the third quarter. So we got a little over 12 minutes to go now. So now a beautiful move as Walker now over to Phillips for three. He hit it. Yes. Boy, did we ever need that. Bryson Phillips, the senior, leads the team in assists. Doesn't do a lot of scoring, but he sure hit a big one for us there to cut the lead to 10. 3:42 to go here in the third quarter. He becomes the fifth cadet to score. So now Swearing in with the ball. Drives into the lane, pitches out. Cooper now. Now drive to the basket by Tyler Hess. Pitches for a wide open three. No good. Struggle for the rebound. Cascade's got it. It's Alderson, but his pass is deflected and stolen there by Gettle. And now Swearingen has it. It's tipped away and nearly stolen, but Hess saves it for Northview. Pitches it out to Gettle. Now over to Cooper. 2:50 to go now in the third quarter. Northview with the ball and a 10-point lead here. Coming to you live on audiosportsonline.com. And now Walker going very aggressively for the steal there on Bryan. And now a three-pointer there. No good, but another rebound by the Knights. And Bryan puts it back up, no good. And this time Du Bois gets the rebound, gives it up to Tharp, who brings it past midcourt. Beautiful behind-the-back dribble. Now, oh no, it's some miscommunication. And we got now a foolish foul there by Benson. So Cascade just failing to capitalize on their opportunities. One of the biggest factors if they lose. And then very good three-point shooting by Northview on top of that. That was only Benson's first, but still he should not have committed that foul. I think it was more out of frustration than anything else, having squandered that opportunity on our last possession. Fourth foul against Cascade here in the half. So Northview with the ball and a 10-point lead. 2:13 to go now in the third quarter. Cascade needs to make up about a point a minute there. And now a drive to the basket and a foul. That's on Du Bois, his first, team fifth. And now Gettle will be he hit the first free throw, but I'm not sure if it's counting, if it's going to count or not, because there was a whistle. I think there might have been a lane violation because they have not put that point on the scoreboard yet. I'm going to watch. He does hit the second one. So I guess they negated the first one. Nevertheless, Gettle with a game-high 15 points, and it's an 11-point Northview lead. 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Now a three-pointer. No good. And now AJ saves it. Now pitches out to Du Bois. Fakes a three, drives down to the lane. Now over to AJ. Puts it up and draws the foul. AJ at only 5'10", not afraid to go inside and mix it up with the big boys. I'm 5'10", too, and man, AJ's brave to do that. I'll tell you, he's got a lot of heart. He hit it. Good. AJ with 5 now. No good on the second one, just barely grazed the rim. It's a 10-point lead for Northview, and they have the ball. And now, missed coverage, however, no good there by swearing in on the layup. Now Cascade's got it. AJ bringing it down, but he was not paying attention. He was not paying attention. And the ball was stolen from behind him. You got to pay attention. The effort is there, but the focus and concentration. And now another steal there by Cascade, though. Now you got to take advantage of this. Hetler drives to the basket, puts it up, and he's fouled. So Gavin Hetler will go to the free throw line. With 1:10 to go here in the third quarter, Cascade trailing by 10. Gavin Hetler, I'm hopeful, will be the go-to guy in the center next season. But he misses that one, hit the back of the rim, then the front of the rim, and fell to the floor, no good. And now Benson Walker coming into the game now, and as does Phillips, while Alderson and Tharp sit down with 1:10 to go here in the quarter. Hopefully Hetler will at least salvage the second free throw. He does. He swished it. He becomes the first cadet reserve to score in the game, and it's 38-29. And now we got a foul away from the ball. It looked like Sanders got shoved, but it's going to be on Sanders. That's his fourth. AJ, a very scrappy player. He looks like he got hit in the nose, and he's coming out of the game now. Tharp coming in. Tharp, only 2 points tonight. We'll probably have to have a big fourth quarter from him if we're going to come back and win this one. We trail by 9 as it is. A minute to go in the third quarter. So now Brian drives, puts it up, no good. Walker the rebound. Northview's shooting has cooled off here in the third quarter. Now Cascade's got to take advantage. Now inside to Hetler. Posts up, he draws the foul. Almost had a chance for a three-point play. Nevertheless, he'll go to the line for 2. With 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Foul is on Howald. Hetler goes to the free throw line. His first one is up and good. Bounced in. Alderson now coming in for Phillips for Cascade. So Hetler. And now we've got a and it's negated. I guess there's another lane violation. So Hetler on both trips has gotten a free throw from each of them. Cuts the lead to 8. So now a steal there. And now, Alderson got hacked in the act of shooting. If he hits both of these, it'll be a 2-possession game. So Cascade is slowly chipping their way back in. Alderson's first one, no good off the front of the rim. We got to hit our free throws. I think free throw shooting is the number 2 thing the girls need to work on this offseason. Ball handling being the first, although they've made a lot of great strides in that area. And Alderson hits the second one. He has 7 now, and it cuts the lead to 7. So Cascade still with a fighting chance in this one. Well, a little over a quarter to play. 26 seconds to go now in the third quarter. Northview 38, Cascade 31. Now drives to the basket, and now a three-pointer is good. Gavin Morris with those first points, and Northview opens up a 10-point lead again. Morris's first points of the game. 5 seconds now for Cascade. And now Tharp fouled as he drives to the basket. 4.1 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Knights team foul on Morris.
So,
Ball is out of bounds.
no, it's not a non-shooting foul, however.
Garrison.
So now Keegan Garrison coming in for Gavin Morris. So Cascade with one more chance here in the third quarter. Now over to Tharp for three. He hit it, yes! And that's the end of the quarter. So Cascade heads into the fourth quarter, still down, but not out. They're starting to get some momentum going. They trail the Northview Knights 41-34 here on audiosportsonline.com. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Best Way Drywall, the North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the thrilling fourth quarter of this boys basketball game with your Cascade Cadets trying to make a big comeback. They've trailed by as many as 13, but they've cut the lead now to 7. They trail the Northview Knights by a score of 41-34 here on audiosportsonline.com. The boys Cascade enters the game 3-12 and on a 5-game losing streak. Northview at 3-11. This is the WIC crossover game. So now Northview gets the ball first to start the quarter. Mason Tharp, only the leading scorer on the season, only 2 points in the game until that three-pointer to close out the third quarter. And now a three-pointer there. Oh no. So a three-pointer by Cooper. And that pushes the lead back up to 10. So our chance of winning just took a hit there, but certainly we're still in it. Alderson now to Tharp, drives the baseline. It loses control, however, and Swearingen comes away with it, brings it back down to court, tries to take it all the way himself, and he lays it in. So he has 11 now, and suddenly Cascade looks like, they're in danger of falling in. 50 seconds into this fourth quarter, they follow. Their lead is gone from, and now Walker lays it in. He has 14, but nevertheless, it started off the quarter started off Cascade trailing by 7. Now it's 10, and we've got a whistle here with 6:54 to go in the game. Cascade trailing by 10. Got to get some stops, and we've got to capitalize. I'm not sure what the stoppage is all about. Phillips coming in for Du Bois now for Cascade. Come on, boys. Let's get a stop here. So now Cooper with the ball. And now I got a steal here. Now, however, and Walker saves it. And now pitches it to a driving Hetler, and he's fouled, and he hits it. Yes. Okay, so Gavin Hetler will go to the line. And the basket counts, yes. So now down to 8 again. Hetler with his first field goal. He hit 2 free throws earlier in the game. And that play gives me more hope that Hetler's going to be the man in the middle next season and have the kind of breakthrough season that Benson Walker's having this season. Misses the free throw. Still only down by 8. Still a chance here with 6:38 to go in the game. So now Brian drives to the basket, pitches across court. A wide open 3 there. No good. Hetler the rebound, pitches down court to Tharp. Guarded by Brian. Beautiful behind the back a move, puts it up, and he hits it. So Tharp with 7 now, and it's down to 2 possessions. So Cascade hanging in there. Nice move by Tharp. He said, he only had 2 points until. Oh, did they wave off the basket? So there's apparently a foul away from the ball on Alderson. Oh no, what a disappointment. So Cooper will go to the line now for Northview with an 8-point lead, 6:14 to go. He hit it. Cooper with 7 now. He hit them both. 10-point lead again. So Phillips inside to Walker, guarded by Bryan, loses control of it. Oh no. So Cooper gets it. And now a 3-pointer wide open, no good. Rebound there by Walker, but he blocks it. And now Cooper with the ball. Northview looks like they just, want to shoot one 3-pointer after another. And now we got a whistle here. So let's see what it's going to be on Cascade. Coming into tonight, Northview, not a great 3-point shooting team at all. 84 for 297, that's 28%. But they've done a very good job tonight. And I mentioned that when you live by the three, you die by it more often. There is the first one by Swearingen is good, but tonight is one of those exceptions for Northview, assuming they hang on to win, which now it looks probable with 5:34 to go. So Swearingen hits them both, and now the lead back up to 12. So Cascade now in deep trouble, and now a bad pass there. Haven't been many tonight, but that was one of them. That pass just pointed to one thing, which is desperation. So now Bryan drives to the basket, and he's fouled there by Hetler. 5:19 to go.
If you have lost your umpire ID badge, come see me at the press scores table in between at the end of the game.
Well, if Cascade, ends up losing, and then the first free throw by Bryan, no good. If Cascade ends up losing, I point to too many successful 3-point field goals by Northview, and not enough points from Mason Tharp, and I'd say Benson Walker not driving enough, although overall he has had a good game. So Bryan missed them both, but Walker comes away with the rebound. Hetler was also going hard after it. And now a wide open 3 by Tharp, no good, however. And Cooper gets the rebound, brings it down in a hurry and now it pitches out to a driving, but no good, but put back up and in there by Hess. And now with an even 5 minutes to go in the game, Northview has a game-high 14-point lead. So Cascade all but out of it now. The effort has been there. They just haven't capitalized on enough of their opportunities. Not enough shots of theirs have fallen, and then Northview having an unusually good game with on 3-point field goals. We got 4 of them made by Gettle. We got 3 made by Swearingen, 2 by Cooper, and 1 apiece by Hess and Morris. So, that happens, and they hit 8 3-pointers in the 8 successful 3-pointers in the first half. So when that happens, and when it comes from a variety of players, if it comes from one guy, then you can double and triple team him. But when you got 4 guys hitting the 3-pointers, that makes it a lot harder. So 10 3-pointers tonight by Northview, and that accounts for over half of their 52 points. Fortunately, Cascade still with a month to polish things up for sectional. And now another bad pass, and it's converted into a lay-in there by Gettle, who has a game-high 17. And now Northview really going in for the kill with a full-court press. On the other end, however, now we've got Hitler for three, no good. And the rebound off the hands of Alderson, and Brian came away with it. 4:34 to go now. So Northview with the ball and a 16-point lead. And now a steal there, and but Mason, now he gives it to AJ, who lays it in easily. AJ with 7, but it's still a 14-point deficit, a little over a quarter to play. And now Cascade, and now they've got, I think they got swearing in for elbowing Tharp. Okay, good. Probably too little, too late to save the game for us, but, you know, it does help. AJ 7 points, ties for second on the team with Alderson. Walker the leader with 28. And now three-pointer by Tharp is good. So Tharp now with 8 points, 6 of them coming in the second half. And now all of a sudden Cascade not quite out of it. The lead down to 11, nearly a quarter to play. Now a wide open three, however, is good. Oh, man. So Cooper has 11 points, and Northview has 11 three-pointers on the game. Now inside to, and now Du Bois for three, and he hit it, yes. So the lead now cut to 11 again, 3:36 to go. Cascade nearly out of it, but they're giving it a good effort. So Cascade takes a timeout. I like that they're still giving this effort, even in the game that, you know, with about 98% certainty they're going to lose. But you've got to get in the habit of going all out every time, and that's one thing I give the girls a lot of credit for, too. The girls, you know, I think the girls, and I think the boys, too, I think they're both struggling a little bit with confidence. Just like Coach Steve Spinks, not this past season, but the season before in 2017, said that his team was late in the season. But they are still playing hard. So, you know, now they just have to figure out ways to improve in the offseason and convert that effort into better results. And now Cascade's going for the steal. Brian has it. 3:25 to go in the game now. Still leading, Northview still leading by 11. Now steal there. It slipped away from Cooper. Now Tharp brings it down, finds it, but he's not. He wasn't paying attention, but he was fouled. Cooper went a little too aggressively for the steal. That's Cooper's. And now Tharp is at the line. That's Cooper's second, team 9th. Cascade to 9 fouls as well. So come on, Mason, you got to hit them both. He does. He swishes the first one. Cuts the lead to 10 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. 8:43 your time of day. He hit them both. So Tharp has 10 points, 8 of them here in the second half. And now they went for the steal. Good steal attempt by Mason. On the inbounds pass, goes out of bounds to Northview. 3:09 to go. Cascade trailing by 9. Still a slight chance for the Cadets. So now inside to Cooper. But he travels. Okay, so Cascade's got the ball with 3:07 to go. Northview getting a little sloppy here, which, is fine with me. So Mason with the ball. Over to Walker at the free throw line. Back to Tharp. Now over to Walker. 3. No good. And fight over the rebound. Cooper comes away with it. Gives it down to Hess. So now under 3 minutes to play. Northview still showing a lot of aggressiveness. Not looking like they just want to run out the clock. And now a near steal there, but Swearingen drives to the basket, and we got a foul here. And the Cascade player is slow to get up. It's Walker. He does get up. He looks a little dazed, but apparently is going to stay in the game. That's only Walker's second foul. 2:30 to go now, and Northview going to the line with a 9-point lead. Cascade hasn't given a great effort. Swearingen on his first free throw is good, pushing the lead back up to 10. One of 3 double-figure scores for the Knights. So Alderson coming in for Du Bois now. Dane, a sophomore. He missed the second one. However, and then Bryan gets the rebound and puts it in. He has 10 now, becoming the 4th double-figure scorer for the Knights. So now Cascade trailing by 12. Inside to Walker, he puts it in. Walker with a team-high 16, cutting the lead to 10 with 2 minutes to go. Cascade's got to get a stop and capitalize on it. And now a near steal there by Walker. He came from Cooper's blind side. 1:46 to go. Cascade, they're going to have to start fouling soon if they don't get a steal here. And now, apparently they got a push-off foul against Northview, so good break for Cascade. 60-50 your score. Northview leading with 1:39 to go in the game. The foul on Cooper, his third. Cascade's got to get something going here quickly. So Walker now behind the three-point line, over to Phillips. Now over to Tharp. Over to Phillips. Sanders back to Phillips. Sanders, they're going to have to get a shot. And now Sanders fakes a three, pitches over to Tharp, drives the baseline, puts it up off the glass, and he hits it. So 12 points for Nathan Tharp, cutting the lead to 8 with 1:15 to go. Cascade still with a very slight chance here. They are making it interesting. But yeah, in reference to a text I just got, I am a biased commentator for for Cascade. I do try to be objective from a standpoint of saying what they need to do better in the game, and certainly 41 years of sports watching, it gives me some insight into that. But yes, I do cheer for Cascade, and I am what would be considered a homer, using radio or sports commentary terminology. That is where you openly cheer for a particular team. It's just so much more fun that way. And then, this is my team after all. So, after 3 seasons, I already feel like a cadet for life. And, I hope I stay around covering Cascade for the rest of my life. But even if it's only for a short time, I've just had such a blast doing it, and I'll always be a cadet at heart. So, but as long as you all keep coming, as long as you all keep asking me to come back here, I will. If you want to offer me a lifetime contract, I'll sign it. So, anyway, now Cascade going for a steal here, and now it's a sloppy pass, but now who was that? Bryan left open, and he cuts the lead back to 10. A minute to go now. Bryan with 12. Cascade's got to get something quickly. And now Phillips, now over to Sanders, now over to Tharp. And now cross court to Walker for 3. No good. And now a rebound there. Fight for the rebound. And we've got I believe when a Northview player was on the ground, he called the timeout. The clock stops, 37.8 seconds to go. Cascade virtually out of it now. And even had they gotten a score there, they waited way too long. They needed to shoot within 7 seconds or so when you're trailing by 10 with a minute to go. They're just not leaving, because your margin for error is just about 0 at that point anyway. So if you don't get a score within 10 seconds, then, you're just about out of it. And so not particularly good clock management there by Cascade. But, something for him to learn and grow from. 37.8 seconds to go in the game. Northview 62, Cascade 52. The Cadets have, made a couple of good runs, but Northview's always countered, led by 11 three-pointers. And Northview's speed has really helped overcome their lack of size on the inside. They don't have a player over 6'3". Nevertheless, Walker, now that with his scoring total of 16, he has now, and now throwing all the way down court, Swearingen gets it, and he frantically throws it up, apparently just trying to draw the foul, and I think they're going to give it to him with 35.7 seconds to go. That's on Tharp, only his first. However, Northview is in the double bonus. So Swearingen, good on the first free throw. He has 15 now, second on the team behind Gettle's 17. Misses the second. Sanders the rebound. Cascade and now we got a whistle here. Let's see what the call is. But I was about to say that about all you can do at this point is just shoot threes. Okay, it's going to be a foul on Bryan, so Walker will be going to the line. He hit it. He has 17 now, tying Gettle for the game high. Cutting the lead back to 10, but only 29.8 seconds to go in the game. This might be a good time for a miss and try to go. And yeah, he misses it. And Sanders the rebound. He throws it in frantically, though, and Swearingen gets it. So, and now we got a foul there. Walker fouled Cooper with 22.6 seconds to go in the game. So your score, Northview 63, Cascade 53. So Cascade will drop its 6th consecutive game, remain winless since all the way back on December 21st. Cooper is good on the free throw. He has 12 now. He hit them both. He has 13. So now Tharp brings it up. Long three. No good. Rebound by Swearingen, and he was fouled there by Walker on the rebound with 15.7 seconds to go. And Northview with a 12-point lead. And this game, by the way, does break a 3-game losing streak for Northview. It will only be their 4th win of the season. And now Du Bois coming in for A.J. Sanders, who's gotten quite a workout tonight. He's been acting like a soccer player, all that running up and down and all over the place. So Swearingen goes to there as Walker fouls out, piling up most of his fouls late in the game when he was desperately trying to stop the clock. And Swearingen hits the first. He has 16 now. and he hits them both, so he has 17. So now he, Gettle, and Walker are in a three-way lead for the game high. And now a sloppy pass goes out of bounds to Northview with 10.9 seconds to go. And still Cascade pressing the inbounds pass. And we got a whistle here. So good effort by Cascade, even with the game that's lost. But four Knights have scored in double figures tonight. Gettle and Swearingen have 17 apiece. Cooper has 13, and Bryan has 12. There as Northview takes the timeout. So I give Northview a lot of credit as well that they're being this conscientious this late in the game, with the game they've already won, about not wanting to commit a turnover there on the inbounds pass. But certainly, you know, still trying to take a glass half full approach. Cascade did a lot of good things tonight, but it just wasn't quite enough. And this is a team, don't forget, they're playing without two seniors who've missed the entire season, one of whom started last season, Ross Stevenson. The other one, Justin Hurst, I was hopeful would be at least, you know, one of the top guys off the bench. And when you're a school of under 500 students and you lose two players like that, it can really hurt you. You know, if you're a school like Ben Davis, you know, and you got 4,000 students, you can afford to lose a couple guys to injury most of the time. So now Tharp commits a foul. And Swearingen now going to the free throw line. First one is up and good. 9.4 seconds to go in the game. So Swearingen now has overtaken Gettle and Walker for the game lead. He has 18. Make it 19. So Cascade with at least one more shot here to get some points. And a three-pointer there by Tharp is good. There, 1 second to go, and that's the game. So, good effort, disappointing result as your Cascade Cadets fall in the WIC crossover game to the Northview Knights by a score of 69-56. We'll be back with a recap and a look ahead after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, the North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net and Global Construction Management. Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton for a final time tonight where your Cascade Cadets have lost the WIC crossover game to the Northview Knights by a score of 69-56. It's a game in which the two teams traded several leads in the first 5 minutes, with Cascade having its last lead at 6-5. Then, however, Northview went on a 10-0 run and led by, I believe, at least 7 points the rest of the way. Cascade made a good effort, played hard on both ends of the court, but were done in by 11 successful three-pointers from 4 players by Northview, and Cascade failing to hit enough shots of its own until the game was largely out of reach. And look at the individual scoring first of all for Cascade. Benson Walker scored 17. So Walker now the seven highest scoring games of Walker's career have now all come in his last 12 games. So Benson finally coming into form and having a very good senior season. So once again, Benson Walker, your leading scorer for Cascade with 17. Mason Tharp had 15. However, he only had 2 until the final seconds of the third quarter. And his lack of offense for most of the game really hurt. Although he certainly gave a good effort, just had a hard time getting his shots to fall. Then So Sanders Walker with 17. Vincent Walker with 17, Mason Tharp with 15, A.J. Sanders with 7, Stephen Alderson with 7, Gavin Hetler with 4, Dane DuBois with 3, and Bryson Phillips with 3. Meanwhile, for Northview, Caleb Swearingen had 9, piling up a lot of them late in the game on free throws. Carson Gettle had 17, including 12 of them coming on three-point field goals. Cade Bryan. I'm sorry. So Caleb Swearingen had 19. Carson Gettle had 17. Brevin Cooper had 13. Cade Bryan had 12. Tyler Hess had 5. And Gavin Morris had 3. So using that classic example again, the top 4 scores for Northview had 19, 17, 13, and 12. And when your top 4 are that balanced and have that many points apiece, you're going to win about 98% of the time. So finally, I got to use that example for a Cascade win in the girls' game against Ascena a week ago Monday. Hopefully I'll be using it a lot more for both the boys and the girls next season. I have a feeling I will, as both teams should be better, especially the girls should be dramatically better. The boys do lose Benson Walker, their second leading scorer, but they returned the bulk of their other important players. So anyway, in conclusion, this is a game where Cascade did give a good effort, but Northview was able to overcome their lack of height with superior speed, blitzing defense, and with 11 successful three-point shots, and Cascade just not hitting enough outside shots to counter that until the game was largely out of reach there from late in the third quarter on. And Benson Walker had a very good game. I just wish he had taken it to the basket a lot more early in the game to attract more attention and hopefully create more opportunities for the outside shooters. But nevertheless, I did see a lot of good games tonight. Northview, though they came in with a similar record to ours, we were 3-12, they were 3-11. They are a 3A team who, and I think because they have no senior starters, and a lot of these guys are, starting to get their varsity experience, I think they're a team that I think it's a classic case of a team. Really getting better down the stretch, which I've seen that, a lot of times over the years when you have a high school team, you start off with a lot of kids with not much varsity experience. They don't do well in the beginning, but they start to catch on in the second half of the season, and it looks like that's what's happening with Northview. And don't forget, Northview took, despite their 3-11 record coming into tonight, they took Plainfield, the number 9 ranked team in Class 4A, down to the wire, losing by only 1 point. So this is a Northview program, a Northview team that's on the rise. Remember, the Knights won sectionals in Class 3A in 2016 and 2017. Rebuilding this year, without a senior starter, but, they look like they're going to be primed to win another sectional in a week or two. And thanks for the reminder to my friend, my super cool friend, for reminding me about HQ so I can log in, and even if I can't concentrate enough to answer the questions correctly, at least keep my streak going and get more free lives. But anyway, all right. Actually, now I only have one more day in a row to get another free life, and I already have 9 stockpiled as it is, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, I got 9. So anyway, but getting back to this game, though, Northview certainly didn't play like a 3-11 team, and so, I congratulate the Knights on a very good game. They did get a little sloppy there in the second half that gave Cascade the opportunity to stick around and be within striking distance. But to Northview's credit, every time Cascade got a run, when we hit a couple of shots in a row, Northview, whenever Cascade got a couple of shots in a row, Northview would always counter, always. I don't think we ever had more than maybe a 5 or 6 point run tonight, and that was a big factor in the Knights hanging on for the victory. But anyway, Cascade, they return to action tomorrow night with a road trip out to Western Marion County in the lovely community of Speedway, an enclave suburb of Indianapolis. So hope you all will get out there for that one. It'll be about a 35-40 minute trip. You just take US 40 all the way down to 465. Then you take that up to exit 16, and then it's pretty close to there. And I'm sure most of you can find the directions on your phones. But anyway, Speedway looks like they're starting to get back on track. They're trying to break a streak of 4 consecutive losing seasons. They currently have a record of 6-7. Prior to that, they actually won 3 sectional championships from 2012 to 2014, including a regional championship in 2013. But anyway, they have only one double-figure scorer. That's senior Alex Moore, who averages 14.3 points and 5.2 rebounds. But then, and this is what scares me about the game, is that then their next 5 scorers all average between 7 and 9 points a game, giving them exceptional balance. Senior Tyler Hartman averages 8.8 points, 7 rebounds and a team-high 2.7 assists. Junior Brandon Willoughby averages 8 points and a team-high 8 rebounds. 5'9" senior Devin Valentine averages 7.7 points. Sophomore Drew Valentine averages 7.3 points and a team high. Drew Valentine averages a team high 2.8 assists. I incorrectly said Tyler Hartman led the team in assists. And then senior Kyle Smith averages 7.2 points and 3.8 rebounds. So not a team of exceptional talent, but a team of exceptional balance, and a team that is getting better and is really hungry after 4 consecutive losing seasons. So it'll be a tough match, and certainly especially that we will be playing on not even 24 hours rest, whereas the Speedway will be playing their first game in 3 days. Their last win was on Wednesday. It was a 65-61 win at Shortridge in downtown Indianapolis. So hopefully we will pull out the win tomorrow night, and but as long as we keep, if we can improve our shooting and improve our inside-outside balance, get Walker to score a lot of points inside early, attract a lot of attention, and that could leave some of our guys such as Tharp and Alderson open for threes. Or Dane DuBois hit a 3 tonight as well. So. Still, a month to tune up for the playoffs, and and again, this is if this were like the last 4 years where it was a foregone conclusion, Cloverdale was going to win the sectional, then I wouldn't think we'd have much of a chance. But this is a year where this sectional is really up for grabs, and if we keep on improving a little bit every day for the next month, I think we're going to be in position, especially if we get a good draw, get a first round bye, where we're going to have a shot to make some noise in the sectional and build a lot of momentum for next year, as well as give Benson Walker a good send-off. So, and then finally, before I close out the broadcast, I just want to remind you all once again, please, unless you absolutely can't, get out to Cloverdale on Tuesday night to support the Cascade Lady Cadets in their tournament opener against the Monrovia Bulldogs. The girls, they've had a rough season without a senior starter and with Taylor Norris missing almost the entire season. Playing in only 2 games because of injury. But they are working hard. They're getting better. And, they have a fair shot to get a first-round win against Monrovia Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. They play the early game. And, if they win that game, then, and get some momentum going, who knows what will happen from there. But Monrovia is 11-10, so certainly they're not a bad team. But they only beat us by 3 in the regular season, and that was all the way back on December 11th. And we have made some good strides since then. Now we are going to be bringing you the game audio only on audiosportsonline.com because of IHSAA rules that give the IHSAA exclusive video rights. However. If you can get out there in person, please do. Let the girls know you're supporting them. Create a whole atmosphere of positive energy that inspires them and hopefully cheers them to victory. And even if they lose to let them know that you still believe in them even with this tough season, and that you're going to continue supporting them as they, keep on building, toward getting back on the winning track next season. And, if you want to come out to the game and listen to my commentary on the mobile device, all the better. But the most important thing, support the Lady Cadets if you can. In person is best, but, just, if you can't be there, certainly we understand, and that's why we're bringing it to you here on audiosportsonline.com. So anyway, a rough season for Cascade, both boys and girls, but, we're going to get better, and next season, I think both teams are going to get double figures in victories, and I think the girls in particular are probably going to at least triple their win total and make a bright future for Cascade basketball. But let's cheer them on the rest of these seasons as they strive to make great improvements, because if they, can keep on, improving, and that's why I especially really want the girls to get at least one win in the tournament, because the more time they have to practice together, then the more chance they have to, build things for that can carry over into next season. And so anyway, just remember that this athletic department here is very committed, and, when you're a small school and, you have a few injuries, and occasionally you have a senior class without a lot of, a lot of, when you have a senior class where, you have some players who don't work out the way you hoped, who got injured, or just it's a year where you don't have a lot of talent in your senior class. Sometimes you have a bad record, but it doesn't mean you're a bad program. It's the nature of being a small school. I remember Turkey Run, who was a 1A school. They've since merged with Rockville, but they got all the way to the Class 1A championship game back in 2010 with an all-senior starting lineup. Then they lost their entire starting five that year, and then the next year won only 2 games after getting to their class championship game the season before. So, it happens. It doesn't mean it's not a good program. It just means sometimes you take some hits that affect you more than it would affect a big school. So anyway, just keep the faith, and support these boys and girls, in the little time they have left in this season, and you'll be glad you did, and it will pay off over the long run, and it'll mean a lot to the kids in the meantime. So once again, your final score here tonight in the WIC crossover game: Northview 69. Cascade 56. The Knights climbed to 4-11, while the Cadets dropped to 3-13. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for listening, and I cordially invite you to do so again next Tuesday at 5:45 p.m. special start time, as your Cascade Lady Cadets challenge the Monrovia Lady Bulldogs in the first game of the tournament. And then next Thursday night at 7:15 p.m., our usual start time, as your Cascade Cadets challenge the Bethesda Christian Patriots in boys basketball action. Until we meet again, for audiosportsonline.com, this is Lec Zorn reminding you, there is a difference only you can make.